Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican brawler, has evolved into a defensive savant in boxing. His ability to slip punches, bob, and weave makes him a notoriously challenging target for opponents. His defensive awareness has become one of his strongest assets, allowing him to minimize damage while setting up powerful counterattacks. This transition in his fighting style has turned Canelo into one of the most well-rounded and dangerous boxers of his generation. His combination of defense and offense has set him apart from many others in the sport, showcasing his adaptability and commitment to improving with every fight. Joe Rogan, the renowned UFC commentator and avid boxing enthusiast, has often discussed Canelo's growth as a fighter. He noted that after Canelo's loss to Floyd Mayweather in 2013, the young boxer made significant improvements, particularly in his defense. Rogan observed that Mayweather, known for his flawless defensive style, was incredibly difficult to hit. Throughout his career, Floyd rarely took hard punches, which became evident when he faced Canelo. Rogan mentioned how Canelo, despite his best efforts, couldn't land meaningful shots on Mayweather. In that fight, Canelo was left frustrated, unable to break through Floyd's defense. Rogan called it a life lesson for the Mexican fighter, who would go on to refine his own defensive techniques. In subsequent years, Canelo's head movement and ability to avoid punches grew significantly. Rogan pointed out that after his bout with Mayweather, Canelo's defense became much sharper, and this improvement was especially noticeable when he fought Danny Jacobs. During their bout, Canelo showed off his impeccable head movement, making Jacobs miss wildly while maintaining a calm, methodical pace. Each time Jacobs threw a punch, Canelo would slip or evade it, and then seamlessly counterattack. His defense, once a point of weakness, had now become a weapon that disrupted his opponent's rhythm. Canelo's defensive awareness didn't only protect him from taking damage, it also allowed him to dictate the pace of the fight. Canelo's dedication to his craft is evident in the evolution of his defensive style. After the Mayweather loss, he didn't just focus on his offensive capabilities, but prioritized becoming a more elusive fighter. His ability to slip punches and evade damage became a critical part of his overall strategy. He learned from his setbacks, continuously improving his techniques. He also realized that the defensive skills that Mayweather used so successfully could be adapted and applied to his own style. The way he incorporated those defensive principles into his fighting game gave him the tools to neutralize aggressive opponents and set them up for devastating counterattacks. This growth became a key component of his success against other elite fighters. Against Golovkin, Canelo demonstrated his ability to adjust mid-fight, countering in their first encounter and pressing forward in the rematch. He adapted his style to face each unique challenge presented by Golovkin's aggressive attack. With his head movement and defensive awareness in top form, Canelo made it increasingly difficult for opponents to land clean shots. His ability to learn from his past mistakes, as well as his relentless drive to improve, has made him one of the most dangerous and intelligent boxers in the sport. One of the more notable examples of Canelo's defensive brilliance came in his bout against Daniel Jacobs. During this fight, Canelo showcased his ability to seamlessly transition from defense to offense, landing counters almost effortlessly. He would slip or evade Jacobs's punches and immediately respond with a counter of his own, disrupting Jacobs's rhythm and forcing him to reset constantly. Canelo's defense is not just about avoiding damage, it's about being in a position to strike back and capitalize on any mistake his opponent makes. This ability to turn defense into offense is a testament to his high boxing IQ and his understanding of the sport on a deeper level. While Canelo's defensive prowess continues to set him apart from most boxers, there is another challenge waiting, in the form of Terence Crawford, a fighter known for his exceptional skills, versatility, and sharp boxing mind. Crawford, regarded as one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world, has yet to face an opponent like Canelo, someone with not just offensive power, but also elite-level defense and ring IQ. Crawford, who is known for his ability to switch stances and draw his opponents into counterattacks, could struggle against a fighter who excels at making opponents miss and making them pay for every mistake. Canelo's defensive ability, combined with his reluctance to take unnecessary risks, could pose a significant problem for Crawford, who often relies on creating openings by drawing his opponent in. In addition to his defensive skills, Canelo's footwork and agility add another layer to his ability to outmaneuver opponents. He is able to create subtle angles that throw off his opponent's timing and distance, making it difficult for them to predict his movements or set up their attacks. This agility is not just for evasion, it also allows Canelo to strike from unexpected angles, catching opponents off guard. His mastery of distance and timing makes him one of the most challenging fighters to deal with, as he is constantly one step ahead of his opponent. Crawford's ability to read and react quickly may be tested by Canelo's elusive movements and powerful counters. Canelo's defensive capabilities have transformed into a multifaceted weapon. Rather than simply being a mechanism for avoiding punishment, his defense is designed to lure his opponents into traps only to exploit them with a devastating counter. This ability to create a defensive web while simultaneously preparing for offense makes him unpredictable and hard to pin down. For Crawford, breaking down Canelo's defense could prove far more difficult than facing other opponents. Crawford, known for his own intelligent counterpunching, may find himself caught in a game of defensive chess that he hasn't encountered before. Canelo's ring IQ is another factor that separates him from many of his peers. While boxing skills and physical talent are essential, Canelo's intelligence in the ring allows him to stay calm under pressure and adjust his tactics when things aren't going according to plan. He has demonstrated time and time again that he can make the necessary adjustments to nullify an opponent's strengths while exploiting their weaknesses. Against Golovkin, he adjusted his approach between fights, countering Golovkin's powerful shots in their first encounter and becoming more aggressive in the rematch. Against Sergey Kovalev, Canelo showed patience, absorbing data throughout the fight before delivering a knockout punch at the perfect moment. His ability to read the fight and make mid-fight adjustments is a hallmark of his ring intelligence. In a potential matchup with Crawford, Canelo's ring IQ could be the deciding factor. Crawford is undoubtedly a skilled strategist, but Canelo's experience against elite fighters gives him an edge. He knows how to apply pressure over the course of a fight, waiting for the right moment to make his move. Crawford may be able to win some early rounds with his speed and technique, but as the fight wears on, Canelo's ability to adjust and break his opponent down could become the difference. Canelo's combination of relentless pressure, defensive brilliance, and boxing intelligence could be too much for Crawford to handle, especially as the fight progresses into the later rounds. In terms of physical attributes, Canelo's size and strength are also significant advantages. While Crawford has been dominant at 147 lbs, moving up multiple weight classes to face a fighter like Canelo will present a huge challenge. Canelo has fought and dominated in the higher weight classes, carrying knockout power into the later rounds of his bouts. His ability to withstand and deal out punishment at 168 lbs is a testament to his strength and conditioning. Mike Tyson, a boxing legend, remarked that Canelo's power in the later rounds is where Crawford could encounter trouble. Tyson suggested that while Crawford may be able to compete early on, the longer the fight goes, the more difficult it will be for him to deal with Canelo's power and strength. Roy Jones Jr., another boxing legend, weighed in on the potential matchup, emphasizing that while size plays a role, it will ultimately come down to strategy. The approach each fighter takes will determine the outcome, but Jones acknowledged that Canelo's experience and strategic intelligence could be the deciding factors. Even though Crawford has an incredible skill set, stepping up to face a fighter like Canelo presents a significant challenge. As Canelo's career has shown, he has the ability to dominate in the higher weight classes, and this experience could give him a crucial edge over Crawford. As the potential fight between Canelo and Crawford looms, many experts have weighed in with their predictions. Former champion Gary Russell Jr. described Canelo as a relentless fighter who doesn't let up. According to Russell, Canelo's pressure would wear Crawford down over the course of the fight, and it would be a difficult task for Crawford to maintain his sharpness throughout the entire 12 rounds. Former champions and trainers alike have all pointed to Canelo's relentless pressure, defensive mastery, and ring intelligence as factors that could make him nearly unbeatable in this matchup. Ryan Garcia, a rising star in boxing, predicted that Crawford would have a strong start in the first 6 to 8 rounds but would eventually be overwhelmed by Canelo's power and ability to take control in the later rounds. Garcia emphasized that the advantage would shift in favor of the naturally bigger, more durable fighter as the fight wore on. Crawford's speed and movement might help him in the early rounds, but Canelo's superior strength and conditioning could wear him down as the fight progresses. Ultimately, the question isn't just about who has the better skill set, but who can handle the reality of fighting at a higher weight class. Crawford's dominance at 147 lbs doesn't necessarily translate to success at 168 lbs, where Canelo has built his legacy. The difference in size, strength, and experience could prove to be too much for Crawford to overcome. Canelo isn't just a champion at 168 lbs, he's a dominant force in the division, and his power, experience, and strategic intelligence will be major factors in this fight. As the fight draws closer, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just a battle between two talented boxers, it's a contest between the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world and a fighter who has proven himself to be dominant at multiple weight classes. Crawford's skills will certainly be tested in this matchup, and whether or not he can overcome Canelo's size, strength, and experience will determine the outcome of this highly anticipated fight. Canelo's power, defensive ability, and ring IQ could ultimately prove too much for Crawford, and in the end, it may become clear that weight classes truly exist for a reason.